back.
Welcome back.
It's been a minute.
Ben's been doing shit.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you have.
I haven't been doing
Don't
anything.
You fucking lie. I've been doing shit too. Like
What have you been doing?
Barfing and breaking my streak.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah.
Are you feeling better?
I'm feeling fine. I actually feel really good right now.
Good.
So.
As you're ripping ass in the
Yeah, I
room.
know. Sorry, it's just what.
It's just sad.
It means my body's working the way it's supposed to, which is which it hasn't been doing. Look, we're back.
We're leaking.
This is memory
again.
leak.
Just in time for the end of the year. We got to do a Game Awards Best of the Year stream. Not Game Awards per se, but the games you played this year. What you like?
I can't even remember.
Memory leak wrapped up.
I can't.
Memory leak wrapped and tapped.
We'll save that. We might need to save that shit for the next one because I don't even.
No, we don't have to do it today.
Yeah, we're not doing it.
No, we're not doing that today. We're just gonna talk about what we've been playing.
What's your name?
My name is Benjamin. Erica to Benjamin.
My name is Geron.
You can't say Miles. You did that last time.
Mackenzie Geron. And
your favorite Metroid character.
I even made my fucking icon.
I know you're fucking out of you're. I've seen some crazy takes, but yours have been just as crazy.
It's all right.
So
what is it? What is
the game came out? The 18-year game came out. We're here.
The game being
we're beyond release.
Yeah, I actually forget that the subtitle is beyond. It doesn't register in my head. Huh?
How can you forget?
It didn't. The game was announced as Metroid Prime. Are you a real
fan or not?
Are you a real fan or fucking
not? Are you a tourist?
Oh my god!
I've seen that word a lot in the discourse.
The discourse is
I'm hyper aware of the discourse.
I've been
just because
trying to keep
I find it really interesting.
We're talking about Metroid Prime 4 specifically, just to be clear.
I think the fact that it has been so long and it is so. My overall take so far is that it's a mixed bag, but I'll save the details for a little bit.
And mine is, I think it's. I already said this. It's built like a GameCube game.
I agree.
For better or worse.
I was going to say a Wii U game, which is probably kind of going for the same thing.
Maybe.
I will explain what I mean by that.
I guess I'll.
I want to hear you. I want to hear your thing first. So take me through your experience
of it being of what the game is.
Yeah, how you envision the game.
Acts like
whether you like it, whether you don't like it.
I really like it. I've been having a really good time actually.
Okay, right.
Probably because when I saw those reviews, I was like,
You were catering your expectations.
I was like, yeah, let me adjust real quick. Like this isn't gonna change anybody's world. That's completely fine.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a reinvention of the franchise like many Nintendo games have been
attempting to be. And honestly,
like
this game,
World, this game, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
This game does try to
a little. It
does make an attempt at that. Like
we'll get into it.
But his attempt is very half step. But like I said, the game feels like a GameCube game. It feels like this could have been the first game that they tried to do Metroid in 3D with.
Right.
This feels like a lot of the things mechanically are either like this is the first time you as the player have encountered this, which may be the case because the last Metroid game came out in this with it. The last game came out with enough time for a person to be born and become an adult. I
have a lot of thoughts and feelings about that component specifically.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring her inside.
Yeah, go ahead. But I'm gonna wait for him to come back so he can actually hear what I'm saying because there's no point in me just saying it to you, the listener, because there's no, he won't know what the fuck.
Pedro, please edit this out.
But look. Yeah, I don't even remember what the fuck I was gonna say. GameCube game, the way it plays. Yeah, the way it plays feels very much like a fresh start in a lot of ways of the series, and it's as if you've never touched the other ones before in certain ways, but in other ways it like overcomplicates certain shit. Like the psychic bomb is a hilarious mechanic to it. I figured it out.
Are you talking about the one where you hold the bomb button down?
Yeah, you drop the little psychic bomb and you get out. You go into the visor and then you move it to the thing.
The idea there is cool, but it feels really clunky to do, and I don't like that.
And the little tutorial text, honestly, felt like they were like, all right, do this. Okay, do this. Okay, now do this. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, do this. And then
it's so many button presses to do what feels like it should be a simple thing.
Yeah. You should be able to, it makes me think you should be able to just hold the A button, and then when it drops that psychic bomb, it just puts you in the state. In fact, you shouldn't even have to come out of Morph Ball to do it. You should just be able to psychically move the bomb to where you want it to go. But like, I get it. It's a mechanic thing, whatever. They did what they could. I think shooting things with your normal shot doesn't feel weighty enough, but when you hit it with a charge shot, that feels great. Obviously, the game kind of pushes you to use a charge shot for almost everything. The basic they call it psychic shot when you get the gem.
But they call everything psychic.
Everything's a psychic.
Space jump is psychic jump.
Psychic boost.
Bomb jump is psychic bomb or whatever. Morph Ball bomb is psychic bomb.
But they what the fuck was I gonna say? Yeah. Everything's kind of pushing you to use that little normal shot as a door opener. It's just open doors, break boxes, and the charge shots are for charge shots, missiles, your other ammo types are for combat. And that's fine. I think that's kind of a Metroid Prime 2-ism to have ammo for your shots. It's pretty funny to me because there's a lot of people that call.
Wait, what do you mean ammo for your shots?
Prime 2 has ammo.
No, I know, but Prime 4 doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Like it has missiles.
No, it has ammo.
Are you talking about for the psychic shot? How there's 3?
No.
Oh, I just haven't gotten there yet?
Yeah.
Oh. Is that what the fire chip is?
There's
fire ammo?
It's a universal ammo type. Type for every weapon.
I see.
But yeah, there's ammo in the game.
It's kind of like Mega Man in that way.
Sort of, yeah. Yeah. Sort of.
Mega Man does have it per
you pick up the same ammo in Mega Man. You use the same ammo pellet, but you have to pick which weapon you're going to put it in. This you don't have to do that. But like that, and then just the Lemorne in general are honestly just like the Luminoth,
right?
In like contextually and everything else. There's some cool shit that happens in the game, though. I think the game looks really nice. I think it presents a lot of its shit so well.
The best thing about the game is how it looks and it's how it's presented.
Yeah,
it is like, slick as fuck.
In my opinion, like Nintendo first party releases specifically, but maybe in general when it comes to Switch 1, it's the best looking Switch 1 game. For sure.
Switch 1 and Switch 2.
Currently, it's the best looking Switch 2 game.
There's no question about that.
Like the Switch 1 version runs.
Anybody that's going based off of social media screenshots, it doesn't do it justice.
It does not do it. You have to see it in person.
You have to see it in motion. You have to see it on a big old HDR 4K television.
Are you playing it in 60 or 120?
60.
Okay, so
I've swapped it a couple times to see what it looks like. I do notice it for sure.
Yeah,
I notice it, but I don't find myself moving laterally enough that I benefit from that over sort of the increased level of detail.
So I thought I was going to play in 4K exclusively for the first run, or 4K 60 exclusively. But then I realized the pointer control implementation is really to my liking. And 120 hertz mode, the 120 FPS mode
that makes
really
sense.
benefits
the 120 hertz mode with pointer mode specifically, or mouse mode. It would probably feel really good. Really I've just been playing twin stick because that's kind of how I played remaster the first time. That's how I put a lot of these games the first time. So 4K 60 twin stick. Maybe I'll go back later
and try it with the pointer. I think
hard mode or something.
The pointer control is funny because it's like. It's Metroid Prime 3 mode, like in a lot of ways, and I like the controls in Prime 3, even the motion, like the extra motion control stuff. I like all that shit, so I'm really glad that's there because this game is very much a sequel to Metroid Prime 3. Like the
DNA
Prime 3,
feels very similar to Prime 3.
They definitely played Prime 3 specifically a lot of times while they were trying to figure out what to do with this game because. I mean, maybe because they were brought back to work on Metroid Prime after the game didn't work out with the Singapore studio, but I think it was like the design doc probably said evolve on what we've done already, and the last thing they did main series wise was Prime 3,
right?
But I will say, I appreciate the sound effects a lot.
The sound effects are great.
The sound of saving,
The
sound
direct
of going to the scan
continuation of
visor,
the standard
yeah,
Prime. Oh,
yeah.
I like the updated scan visor noise.
Yeah.
Like,
because it's the
I like
psychic
all the
scan, but
psychic-
Samus has her hand
I
up
did
in front
find
of
it
you.
very funny how it was like, oh, your scan database doesn't have any of this information, and now psychic. It's like
Now
the reverse of scanning. Like the
Yeah.
first game, you're scanning to learn more, but now it's like you just know all these things, and you're scanning to like it's almost do the reverse.
Like, yeah, it's to just iterate on the information,
like
that
pull
you're
your
getting.
knowledge out of your brain
Yeah,
and
to
like
find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I so on one hand, like Metroid Prime 1 is one of my favorite games of all time.
I mean,
It's going
normal.
to remain that way. And I've seen a lot of people in the discussion kind of like turning on it. if
On
you know what I
Prime
mean.
1?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of that.
I've seen people be like, this game's boring. How is it?
I haven't.
I was like, wait a minute.
That whatever you've seen,
Yeah.
that is not a common or mainstream opinion by
Okay, 'cause
any stretch of the imagination.
I've seen people do that, and like I've seen people say like,
Anybody
what is
saying
the
that, dude,
purpose of it?
I'm
I'm like, I
curious.
don't
You
know.
got to link me some of those.
All
We got to
right.
look at the view counts.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
That doesn't feel like that feels like a
But-
bot, just like kind
just
of like
trying to
scraping
Yeah.
things to figure out what to be controversial about and engagement for him.
One way or the other, like I could see someone finding Prime 1 boring, but I also
The
am
only
like,
way I could see someone finding Prime 1 boring is if they're sort of like AAA pilled.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, but that's not a serious opinion.
yeah, Prime.
It's not an opinion based in sort of like gameplay and like game design. Like that.
I mean, even
legitimately, like it's not somebody thinking about the actual construction of the game.
I think it's so. I think there are people that try to do that without having the knowledge or like the energy to really attempt to engage with stuff that Metroid Prime does. Because I've heard some of these takes in person too at the circus. But
that's really funny.
But it's like
proving that we do really need the yellow paint.
Yeah, it's a lot of it is like people find the backtracking like tedious. They find this and that.
I can understand that to a degree,
but
to a small degree.
But it's understand and the like artifact hunt. I the more I hear the complaints I hear about that don't mean anything to me. Mostly because like searching for shit is the game.
It's also easy.
Yeah, it is.
You turn on the scan visor and everything you can interact with is immediately shown to you.
But the like finding the artifacts is like there's a spot that tells you where they all are, and you just have to piece together what room they're talking about and where that room is.
And even if you don't do that,
yeah.
You turn the scan visor on, you go through all the rooms, you engage with what you can engage with, you will
eventually
find them.
come across them. Yeah.
Like it's not hard, right? But the definition of it.
But people just want to kind of get through something. I think a lot of people see first person and expect action.
Perhaps.
You say perhaps, but I'm pretty certain because a lot of people have been comparing Prime 4 to like first person shooters in general too. And I'm like,
I mean, Prime 4 feels more like a first-person shooter than Prime 1 does.
It feels more like it because Prime 3 did, which is
there's like more like quote-unquote combat focus.
But there also are a lot of stretches of like not that. Like there are plenty of places where I spend most of my time just scanning. Just like
I do a lot of scanning. There's a lot of scanning like flavor text.
Yeah, there is.
There's a lot of flavor text in that game. It's one of the things I like about it.
Yeah.
Is that like Prime 1 actually doesn't have that much flavor text.
It's
pretty sparse on it. It'll have like a quick one-liner. It's not something you're actually like thinking about. It'd be like it's a decomposing body. That'll be the flavor text.
It'll have a very surgical way of
as opposed to Prime 4, it would actually be like this body is of this kind of like origin and somebody was doing something like this.
And that is part of the difference between Prime 1 and Prime 4 specifically, where Prime 1 is very like kind of technical about the way it goes. There's some magical elements. This game is like mostly magic. Like
that's kind of what I'm saying. Is like Prime 1 is like a pure game. That's kind of like the best way I can say it.
Yeah.
It's like it's game in its core and in every facet of it is focused on the game.
You playing game.
On playing game and like, getting getting your most out of game.
Yeah, the only cutscenes are like the introduction and then boss introductions.
Yeah,
and then some
bosses, and
things,
that's about it.
some camera swings to show you like, oh, you activated this thing.
Right.
Do it. And like Prime 4 is full of Prime 4
is almost like narratively driven.
Yeah, it's a funny game in my opinion. It's not
game.
on purpose. It's fun. It's like it makes me feel funny.
No, I know what you mean.
I'm just like, why? Like Samus getting the missile in the fucking like.
I know. I was like, why is a missile this fucking cool ass like
getting the missile in a container?
I know
that was opened by this doofus.
I know. It's a very strange game.
But I think this game has that. This game kind of has that like, what is it? Like the No More Heroes 2 thing. I think it was like Rocky 3 or something, where it's like
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where everyone hypes up this character, and it's you get
everyone's hyping Samus up.
Like people are hyping Samus. It's like this weird like what happens when this character that really isn't about this gets treated this way, because like that even the angle you get when she does that is low.
I know.
It's as if you're looking.
It's like a superhero angle.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So
they definitely wanted to make Samus be as cool as possible. Like there was a huge emphasis on that.
Yeah.
And I think there's a few reasons why. Yeah. Anyway, keep going.
Well, I was gonna say like in that regard, there's a. So you know how the Matrix 4 is the way it is,
right?
This kind of makes me feel that way in some ways, but it's not doing it on purpose.
For sure, it's not self-aware.
Trying to do
it's
that.
not self-aware enough to do that.
It's like
I know what you mean.
Is doing it on purpose. This game isn't, and I think
there are some things that almost feel like parodies of itself.
Exactly. Like it's like we waited so long for this, so they tried to give people what they wanted, and in trying to do that, like they misunderstand what that is. But on the other hand, there are things that completely understand exactly what I wanted.
Right.
So I'm just like, well, if I can laugh at this, then I can enjoy this.
It's a good point. I mean, that kind of is a good way of me summing up what I mean by it's very much a mixed bag for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to let you continue and finish up any other thoughts about the different aspects of the game.
I do want to bring up the amiibo situation.
I was going to bring that up.
Have you tried the Silex amiibo?
I scanned it, yeah.
So did you laugh
at his voice?
I just at the notion of it entirely.
What do you mean?
It's literally just you scan. It's like you're a bitch, Samus. It's like,
well, but it's also like you unlock the videos once you beat the game.
You unlock the video for beating the game, but it's just like
I'm gonna fuck you up.
You could have done anything else with this. I could have gotten like I don't know. Like,
it's weird. The situation is weird.
And then
the bike.
I don't know what the colors of the bike are.
I don't either.
You haven't scanned that one?
That's the one I scanned. It was like you haven't gotten this far enough yet.
The Samus one, did you do that one yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll say for the people that read that one Kotaku headline and were like, you need a $30 amiibo to hear music on the bike. Hold on, wait a minute. It is something obnoxious, but not that obnoxious. The bike. When you're on the bike in Soul Valley, there is music. It's just kind of like low-key music.
It's really subtle music.
Yeah, it's like Breath of the Wild style.
I didn't think there was music for a while.
Like it's just.
I thought it was wind sound effects.
Yeah, there's music, but the Samus Amiibo gives you a little radio that lets you pick music from other areas of the game. It's like,
but there is also a dedicated viola track.
Is
I don't think it's in any previous area of the game.
Is that really not? I need to check. I need to check that. But
it might be in the part where you first
when you get it
when you're
doing the
it might be
certification.
But it's a long track. It's like a 3.5 minute track.
I mean, because you're that fucking license test is fucking.
I guess it's 50 seconds.
What 50 seconds? You have to
for the first lap.
You have to do other shit though.
No, I know, but
yeah.
But the track ends and then it starts again.
Sure, but okay. Well, okay.
I am very curious. I would be very curious to like, from a development perspective, I'd be curious to know if he wrote the track Viola for the desert, or if he wrote the desert track after and they were like, we're gonna do some shit with this.
Yeah, I get the feeling there was like write a theme for the bike. I think that was just
for
like
riding
probably
the bike,
not even just the bike for the bike, like something that makes you think of the bike,
right?
That makes the bike seem cool. Not riding it or anything, just something we can use for the bike. And who knows how long ago this music was written? You know what I mean?
Right.
It could have been written when they around when they restarted. It could have been written even before that. It could have been created like
I mean,
a year ago.
It's all very interesting because what I can't not think of is like, what was the intended experience here?
Yeah.
Like the fact that it is locked makes me wonder. It's like, was this intended to be used here or was it not? You know?
Yeah, sure.
Because I will say, well, I'll get into Soul Valley in a little bit.
Yeah. But I will say, at least as a positive, I think the bike handles pretty well.
I also think the bike handles. It feels good.
It feels
handles good to drive.
way better than it has business to, and like as a random new mechanic
I know,
in
yeah,
Metroid
and something that feels at this point in the game like an afterthought.
Yeah, I think it's way better than the Nowhere Heroes bikes have ever been. It's that game was seriously like
the first thing I tried to do was drift, and it drifted pretty well. And
I was like,
shit.
oh, okay, I can
nice.
do this. Yeah. I do wish Soul Valley had more like racetracks. Maybe there are something like that I haven't seen yet. Oh my god. Maybe there are like racetracks and shit that I haven't encountered yet because I kind of just go straight to where I need to be. I think the game is full of. I've seen this in other reviews too, but whatever. I think the game is full of really good shit. And it's like lined with a lot of fat.
Right.
And if you can chew the fat,
that's a good way of putting it.
Good shit.
Yeah.
But if that fat repulses you, you might not be able to get to the next thing.
Yeah.
Like fortunate enough for me, I can tolerate some of the sillier things because I like the things that I do like as much as I do.
Right.
Like I said, this game feels like a GameCube game for better, like a GameCube Wii era game for better or worse.
Right.
And that's kind of what I wanted. I really my real thing that I would have liked is if this game was just Metroid Prime 1 with a different environment.
Yeah.
But no, I also couldn't expect that necessarily because that game is 22 years old, 23 years old.
I think still holds up though.
The game absolutely holds up. I'm glad Remastered exists. Yeah. I want Remastered needs that fucking 4K 120 mouse control.
I hope they're gonna do it now.
HDR.
That they've done it.
They've got the game. Yeah, like this game's out, and it looks like we know they can do it.
Yeah.
So
this should be as simple as them slapping it on. Like the fact that they can do what they did technically with Metroid Prime 4. Like there's no reason they can't just slap that shit onto what Prime 1 is and call it a day.
Yeah. Like I think Prime 1 needs to live on forever, and for the sake of it aging, like remastered, aging well, is like give it it's because the game's only two and some months a year old, 2 and like 10 months a year old.
Right.
So I gotta fart. It just I want to see if I've got any other like main thoughts to get through, and then you spill it, and then we'll fight in the middle.
All right.
Like I said, I really like the way the game looks. I really like the way the game sounds. Like I really
those are definitely my 2 top points for the game for sure.
I like the way the game controls. I like moving Samus
the systems
around.
Feel good.
Even coming out of Morph Ball, where Samus kind of does
I noticed that is like more efficient than Prime was. Like it's snappier to go in and out of Morph Ball.
Like Prime 1, especially when you come out of it, Samus kind of goes into that kind of droning jog forward, and it feels like you can't control anything while she's doing that. And then the Morph Ball feels really like punchy, and I like the sound effects of it kind of knocking around stuff.
Yeah.
But it also feels just like the Morph Ball did in the other games, and the double bomb jump feels basically the way it used to. Like the timing is it's like a touch slower than it was, but that's still there. Looking for expansions and stuff like that in the world is handled differently than it was in the other games, and there's a lot of stuff where you see it and you're like, I have to come back. I really cannot get.
It's very obvious that you can't do it when you do it. Yeah, which
is fine. I think the structure of the areas is people have called them dungeons. I get that. I understand calling them that. This game definitely has, for lack of a better way to put it, like some Breath of the Wild isms in it.
Interesting. What do you mean by that?
Even like the way the map works in Soul Valley, like putting down markers. I don't want to spoil anything, but would it hurt you if I spoiled like a little baby thing?
You can spoil a baby thing.
There's shrines.
Oh, I already found them.
Okay, yeah. There's shrines.
I can't do any of them yet.
Oh,
I found them.
but there's shrines that give you there's shrines that you want to do. There's a central place, and then there's the corners of the map. Huh?
There's only 6.
I mean,
I've uncovered the whole map.
Oh, okay. I didn't do that.
Yeah, I took the time.
Yeah,
So I can give you my review of Soul Valley.
Okay. I think the game does a lot of cool shit. The game does a lot of silly shit. And I understand people being like, "Oh, I can't recommend this." I think in my head, I can't just cleanly recommend this to a new person. I have to they have to be primed for it. Pun not fucking intended.
Yes, it fucking was. Don't lie.
But I think it'd be easier for me to say play Prime 1, and if you like it, give the other ones a go. You can jump to 4, whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't send somebody back necessarily. I wouldn't be like, just try Prime 4 see if you like it, and if you do, then go back and play Prime 1.
Right.
Especially since Prime 1 remaster is $40. You can play it on Switch 2. It's fine.
Yep.
Switch 1 or 2, but yeah. Not that you can't play this on Switch 1, but you know what I mean. So go for it. Let it rip.
All right. I am probably, unfortunately, more in the disappointed camp at this point.
Sure.
But I didn't start that way. I started off, I put my good time hat on. Sure. I was like, I think I'm going to enjoy this. I know what people have said. I don't think those things are really going to bother me. And I got through it. And I got a decent chunk in, a couple hours in. And I was like, this is fucking cool, right? The intro set pieces are fucking sick. The tutorial area in the beginning before you actually get to view Rose.
Yeah, view Rose.
I thought that was a really cool way to introduce the game. I thought it was high action. It was like a very snappy way of just being like, here's how you press all the buttons again. There's a few slightly different things, but this is how you do it, right? You get straight into Fury Green. Yeah. And I was like, that's fucking sick. Yeah. Trees looking cool. Everything's looking cool. Shows up. Yeah, I was like, everything is fucking sick, right? From that point forward, I think everything slowly, steadily for me started to slip downhill in order of the things that they show the to you.
That's funny.
So as you go through Fury Green, first off, Miles McKenzie didn't bother me at all. Yeah, I think he's completely fine. Yeah, I think even his dialogue is fine. It doesn't even feel out of place for me.
The character is moderately endearing, honestly.
It's fine.
Like seeing him again when I come back there, it's fine.
I was just raising my eyebrows a little bit at was when he would be like, "Oh, have you tried opening the door or whatever?"
Yeah,
I was just like, you didn't need to say that. Keep with the simple dialogue, whatever. You don't have to come up on the radio. I get it.
I do wish there was an option to
turn off the radio
to a hint slider where it's like, I'll give me all the hints.
Just
give me important hints. Give me no hints. Kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's such a non-factor. For me, I don't even it's whatever. It's fine. But I do think the level layout of Fury Green is kind of whatever.
Yeah, it's corridor.
It's a corridor, and it's not even an interesting corridor because at the end of the corridor they just literally shoot you out of a cannon to go back to the beginning of the level. It was okay, I feel like there could have been more done here in terms of just the layout design of Fury Green being a jungle. It doesn't feel like a jungle. Right?
It feels like a.
It feels like a corridor.
It feels like a. It feels like a ceremonial walkway.
It feels like a corridor. The enemies were kind of cool, but also very simple. I think the thing you mentioned about being oh yeah, it's very obvious you have to come back. To me, that almost takes a little bit of the mystery out of it.
Yeah, sure.
It feels almost immersion breaking to agree to be oh, you need the psychic boots to come back here. It's oh, you need something electrical to come back here, and it's okay. I get it.
Yeah, they do out if you scan something because you're a psychic, you already know everything.
So I'm going through it. I'm like maybe there's more to this level eventually. I hope so. Anyway, so I go through it. I'm all right, it's fine. It looks great. It looks fantastic. Again, the systems feel really good. Yeah. The enemies, I was there's kind of a lack of variety here in terms of what they're doing and how they're interacting with me. And then the boss, I thought was fucking sick.
The boss was cool.
I really good boss.
I like they give you something like cervix. Yeah. No. Something like that. I can't remember all their.
I thought he was cool. I think the psychic beam is actually kind of fun to play with.
Sure. Oh, you mean the control beam? I didn't even mention that. Yeah, I like the control beam, especially with the control beam.
Yeah, it's a better version of the scarab.
From
Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword, exactly. Yeah.
And I thought that it was cool the way they integrated it into the boss fights. Yeah. There's a couple boss fights, I guess, that have it. And I thought that was all really well done. I do think the boss fights last a little too long. They
do.
last a
I
little
agree
too
with you.
long.
There's a couple of
And I
combat
think-
encounters. I'm like,
I think
this
it's
is long.
entirely just because the missiles don't do enough damage.
They don't hit hard. Yep.
They feel like they hit just as hard as the charge shot, which
Yeah.
feels wrong to me.
Yeah.
Like fundamentally wrong.
Because they're something you spend. It's
Yeah.
not something that
Yeah.
it's not unlimited.
It's like it's almost like it's like the most anti-Metroid thing that I've
Mhm.
come across in the game so far.
Yeah.
Is the fact that missiles like feel like they do nothing.
Yeah, like which is a complete difference from the other games where
Right.
like it's even Dread where missiles were like that's your go-to.
That is
because they hit so hard.
that is the weapon you use, and it
Yeah.
depends on how accurate and efficient you are with
Yeah.
that. And that to me is more of a Metroid thing than be like, oh, there shouldn't be dialogue. That's not Metroid.
That's
Like that
that's-
doesn't.
yeah, the
that's
dialogue
not,
thing-
has nothing to do with what Metroid
the
is.
dialogue and isolation thing. Y'all can shut the fuck up about that shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's they've been creeping toward other characters being involved since Super Metroid. Like,
Right.
even at the beginning of Super Metroid, you watch Samus shake hands with the fucking scientist. It's like, let it go.
So after Fury Green, they shoot you to the second area. Unfortunately, I felt kind of it was like more of the same because it's like literally just a circle.
Mm.
You have 3 areas in a circle, and each of those 3 towers are identical.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm just like, okay, like again, feel like there could have been more done with the layout here. I do think the like gimmicks in terms of how you're activating things throughout the level.
yeah.
I thought that was somewhat interesting. Again, I thought the bosses were interesting. But as soon as you start getting into like the certification sequence, I was just like, oh,
that was one of those things. Of like, this is ridiculous.
I was like,
this
why
funny
is this in the
shit.
game? That right there, I was like, okay, this kind of solidifies that I probably don't want to replay this
Mm,
anytime soon.
interesting.
The fact that you have to go through things like that, and
Yeah.
it takes like a good 30 minutes to like get through all the
To get through the-
sequences and
yeah.
like do the shit. I was just like, it just like grinds things to a halt for me,
Mhm.
and it was like out of pocket. I was like, why isn't this sort of like an optional thing of like just being like, here's how you play
like,
with
do you
the
want to
bike.
know how to do it?
Yeah,
or
exactly.
or
So that-
or because you have.
I think
your-
that should have been optional, and it should have been able to just go like straight through.
It-
like,
I
here you
think
go.
that was supposed to.
No, I understand why it's there.
Yeah,
I
they
understand
wanted
the
to give it
thought
like
process.
gravitas, and they wanted to,
Yeah,
they wanted to work up to it because like,
they
oh,
want to give it
shit, like-
gravitas, but also like you're looking at an assembly line where they mass produce them. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah, like it's they treated it like a kid getting their first car.
Yeah.
Which I was like, I don't think you.
And
you
this, so,
treat it
and
like
this is
that.
where like
but-
when I say that it feels like a Wii U game, it's because it has things that feel like holdovers from how Wii games handled these sections of games,
Yeah.
but learned a little bit from them.
Sure.
So that's kind of where it's like, it's not quite as bad as Skyward Sword. It's not quite as bad as Corruption in the early parts, I think.
Sure.
So it's like one step past that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm going to come back to the point in a second. So you get the bike, and then you go out in Soul Valley, and then I was just like, what is this? Because I started driving around,
Yeah.
and I was like, the longer I started driving around, because like they show you the map, and it's
Mm.
like there's hexagons, and it's like uncover the hexagons
Yeah.
as you drive through it.
It's like, oh, is
And
this
there's,
Xenoblade
like,
X?
There's nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah.
It's literally nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
there's
it's
a missile
desert.
expansion.
Yeah.
There's green crystals that
Yeah.
you like have
You
to
talking
get
about the missile expansion on the ramp.
on the
right?
ramp.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. The one missile
Yeah.
expansion in the giant desert.
Sure.
6 shrines that you can't do anything with. And then 3 areas that make it seem like you can go to any area in any order, but you can't
You
actually.
can't,
You can only
yeah.
go to one.
You can check them out in whatever order
Yeah,
you want.
you
but
can
can't really-
see them,
Yeah.
but you can't go in.
You can get told that you can't go in basically.
Yeah. And so
But yeah.
like I was going through this area, and I spent probably a good 30-45 minutes of like
Just
unmapping
doing-
the area.
getting all the
And I was like,
hexagons,
that
yeah.
was this is sickening.
Mhm.
Like to some degree. I actually think people undersold how bad Soul Valley
Interesting.
is from my perspective. There's no enemies. There's just the
There's
birds
little
that
things- there's little
don't
things
hurt
that
you.
roll.
Yeah, I mean, okay, there's the ram hornets or whatever, the war wasps.
No. There's like little rolling things that chase you down, and
Not in the first part. Not when you first get into Soul
not
Valley.
when you
Those
first
don't
get there.
exist.
Yeah, but
I mean, the rolling things do show. Okay, so the rolling thing shows up once in a while.
yeah,
It's like more nothing than like Hyrule Field, or like any
It's-
other open zone
Yeah.
that connects like a hub. Like it detracts from the game so significantly in my perspective
Mhm.
because of like how big and how much time you are forced to spend there because of how far away the things are on the map, that I was just like, I can understand why people really are put off by this.
Yeah,
like
interesting.
They really needed to pull in the goats for that one, Monolith. just to spice it up, just a little bit,
get something,
just to put some more ramps, just to make anything more engaging. Which is also why it makes the music thing with the amiibo even more baffling, because like just having music probably would have made it like a little bit more tolerable. But yeah, like driving around, like seeing the big hole, and I was like, oh, there's something here. But then you're driving around there, and it's like they're just docile creatures that don't attack you.
That are just, like the wells and shit.
There, and I was just like, I was like baffled, like truly baffled that this existed in this game. Like this is kind of what we were given after 8 years, and I couldn't help but think to myself about all the games that came out between the time that Prime 4 was announced in 2017 and the time it came out in 2025, and it's kind of ironic because it's a Prime game that was announced in this time period, and I think there's games that took the Prime formula and did their own
stuff
in that, and they iterated on it in that preview. And there's 2 franchises that I've played both games through that I couldn't help but think of in this moment that I was driving around Soul Valley. First was Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor.
Funny. Yeah,
both came 2019 and 2023. I think they were when they came out. Both games are Prime games, right? They have the Prime map. They are going planet to planet. Like they're literally Prime games, and they both have like an open zone concept, and they both do a lot with it, right?
Sure.
And so that was one thing that came out. It's like people have already iterated on this concept so significantly that like to haphazardly throw this out there as such an unbaked, unrefined idea is like borderline disturbing that this like sneaked through here. Like it's weird to me that this is even in the game. Like it would have been better to have a menu that you select from to go to the different areas.
That's what No More Heroes 2 did.
You know, because it's a loading screen. At the end of the day, what they gave to you as Soul Value is a loading screen that takes 5 minutes to render. Like that's what it is.
So I think hearing we both went about that area,
and I understand that like the quote unquote intention is for you to just go to the next
that's
thing.
what I'm saying. Like I think
but even if you do, like there's no engagement on doing that.
That's what I'm saying. They should have prevented you from really maybe it should have been a series of tunnels.
It should have just been a tunnel,
because it seems, because I didn't like the middle of the map. I'm literally just going straight from
don't worry,
place.
There's nothing you're missing.
So I think because stuff does happen,
the only things that happen in Soul Valley are around the perimeter. The perimeter is the only place that has crystals, the only place that has the power.
That's where that stuff is.
The only thing that's in the middle are the 6 shrines that are very sparsely scattered out.
I think there's like events that happen in Soul Valley.
Like after you get further in the game.
So I think letting you see the nothing is like a not good idea.
It's a really bad design choice.
For people
it's a really bad design choice to let people have a bad experience.
Because I looked at it, I was like, this is probably nothing. So I just went to where I went.
It's really,
if I came
really
across
bad
something,
to
then
give people nothing. It's really, really bad to serve people ingredients that have not been cooked yet. And you don't want to give someone an uncooked steak and then be like, "Oh, I'm gonna cook it. I'm gonna cook it at some point for you."
Like it's back to the steak and the fat thing. And my thought then is probably like, considering how long this game has been in development,
right?
I think a lot of that development went into polish, but some of it was like ideas that
got to be a holdover from the original development.
Yeah,
like, that's the only explanation of it even existing in the first place.
Like. I can totally understand not being able to figure it. Well, let me back up. Not understand, but it's more like I can see some like hold up on the game being, what the fuck do we do with stuff like this? And they probably had a lot of different ideas where someone was like, it should be like the old games, but like, no, we need to get more people in on this. And I don't know what kind of budget and whatever. I know they spent a lot of time. It's
unfortunately the worst of all ideas. It's worse than any Ubisoft open world map design by far.
It's funny.
It's worse than Outlaws. You played the demo of Outlaws.
I did play. The demo of Outlaws had like the world was the game.
Yeah,
like
there is a population of activities.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of how mind-numbingly boring those activities may be, they're at least
They're
there
there.
to look
Yeah.
at or to bypass if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't really believe what I was seeing as I was driving
That's
through
funny.
Soul Valley and just making sure I wasn't missing anything
Yeah.
and just having it all documented. And then on top of that, like, there's no fast travel, right?
Yeah, there
so it's
isn't.
like the
I've
really
clicked on
empty
the-
nothingness
Yeah.
that like ideally would just, it's basically just a glorified loading screen. Doesn't even let you skip the loading part.
Yeah.
It like forces you to wait 5 minutes
Yeah.
and hold a button down to make sure that you like
You're
getting
doing
through
something. Yeah, it's like I would go to the little map icons that have the little down the arrow. Like this is the entrance.
And I'm no
And I was
stranger
like,
to like fast
that's
travel
not it.
discourse either of like
Yeah.
when to include it, when not to include it, what does it mean, how does it affect the sense of progression?
Both
and
options
movement?
should be available.
Like I get it, but yeah.
Yeah.
And nowadays in 2025, again, games have come and gone through the Prime philosophy of game design of like what Prime games look and feel like and give you a sense of as you go through them. The other series that I was going to mention, the God of War games.
Oh, that's
God of
not
War
the one I was thinking of.
2018, God of War
Yeah.
2023, Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Both came out in the span.
Yeah.
Prime 4 was announced and came out.
Yeah.
Those games are Prime games. The God of War games.
Yeah,
are Prime games.
I see that. I haven't finished. I haven't finished the first one, but yeah.
Midgard is Soul Valley in this case. Down to the point where like you have a sled with dogs that you're like driving around.
Yeah, you go.
And again, like
place.
it's way more dynamic, like the things happening on the world and the things you can interact with. Again, there's checklisty things to do, and I'm not saying that it needs checklisty things to do by any stretch of the imagination, but it is some form of game. There needs to be game there, and there is no game.
Yeah,
there's no fun to be had.
My thought was going to be fucking like the Arkham series has come out since Prime 3 came out to now.
Yeah.
Like the Batman Arkham series has come and gone. And
the Prime series,
huh? The Arkham series.
I thought you were talking about between Prime 4 being announced and.
Oh no! Between Prime.
I was
3
specifically talking about
Prime
4's announcement.
I know what you mean, because the Arkham series.
It's true. Arkham series are Prime
before Prime 4 got announced.
Right.
It went from 2009
before
to
it was even announced. Yeah.
And those games did some of the stuff that this one wanted to do. In ways that were like more engaged. Even Arkham Knight, where people complain about the Batmobile, that's basically the same mechanic.
Right.
But Batman also has a lot more mobility when it comes to going on rooftops and shit like that. And then even then, Arkham Asylum itself doesn't have fast travel, but it plays just like Metroid Prime 1, where you're walking everywhere to like all these zones, and then there's like a Talon overworld in the middle of it, where, just the Arkham field or whatever. But and I think the Prime 4 it looked at Metroid Prime. It didn't look at other games. You know what I mean? Like when they were coming in, and some of the developers on these other games that we're talking about worked on this game. But I think there was something in the direction.
It's impossible
or the
to ignore the fact that there are so many games that have drawn inspiration and iterated on the Prime formula.
Yeah.
Like it's just like 2D Metroid 2, right? It's like where does 2D Metroid even go now that we have a world where like Silk Song came out,
all these other kind of games,
a billion indie 2D Metroidvanias, right? It's like the ideas have been wrung out. It feels like, and it would take something kind of totally reinventionary to make another game in the 2D Metroid franchise.
I need to.
The 3D Metroid, I feel like there's more to be done. I feel like there's more to be done in the 3D adventure, puzzle adventure saga. That's the other thing. I haven't come across like a puzzle yet. There's been combat, there's been waves of enemies, there's been like, okay, like shoot this thing with a missile, but like nothing. Like even Prime 1, it felt like had puzzles to some degree. Like do the spinner, like go through this little maze, morph ball maze. Like I don't know.
They're there. I'll say that those are there.
I know it gets better because I've heard good things about these later areas. So I'm definitely going to get through it.
Of course,
it's a Metroid game. It's not going to be that long anyway.
Yeah.
I just wish it was better. I wish it was more like Prime 1. I've heard a lot of people say it's like Prime 1 more than the other games even. I think
I don't know about that.
Well,
I don't agree. I don't agree with them. Is what I'm saying. Like,
right, that's fair. But I think I think they actually did themselves a disservice by releasing the Prime 1 remaster and having that to compare to. Like, I actually think they would have been better served releasing Prime 2 and 3, even if it was the unfinished, not unfinished, but just unremastered versions, like the Metroid Prime trilogy or whatever.
Sure, yeah. Just give high res.
Just to put it out there and to let people sort of like see what else the franchise was about.
Yeah.
Because again, I don't think Prime 2 or 3 are like nearly as good as Prime 1. I think they are interesting. They do different ideas. And again, like you said, it's closer to Prime 3 than anything else.
This is closer to
and I think having Prime 3 be the last thing that was re-released before 4 came out probably would have served them better. Mm-hmm. But I think directly comparing it's like arguably the best Metroid game of all time. Yeah. It's like really unfortunate for the optics.
Yeah, and it like on top of that, it really just doesn't help that the game's been it's been in development in some form for as long
it's been pushed and pulled and teased, and they've over ironed the dough or whatever. They've over kneaded the dough.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, we've mentioned this before, but I'm going to say stuff like this where the development has been protracted is always a bad sign. Always an awful sign.
Except
there are some exceptions. That turned out fine.
That was just because they were having too much fun.
Like I was like, oh, this feature creep is going to be fucked, but it was fine. There's another game I was like, it took a while to come out, but 15? When it did come out, it was fine.
Oh no, it wasn't fine.
15 had the same issues. It's usually I can't think of the good examples, but they do exist.
Yeah. I mean Dread. But Dread wasn't in development.
Yeah, Dread's
different. It was more just like they had the ideas percolating.
Yeah. And I think Dread is the Dread that we got just has the name Dread because it's like
it has the name and like a couple of ideas from the director, but the rest is just sort of a Mercury Steam game.
Right. I think this game, it's interesting to me that you feel so strongly about Soul Valor because it's one of those things.
And again, I think I feel so strongly because I've played all of these games that are open zone, not even necessarily open world.
Sure.
In the last several years. Yeah. In the last 3 or 4 years, really.
Yeah.
And so I know you don't really play those games very
that's
much.
What I'm saying. Yeah.
You don't play those games
that kind of thing
especially
is not really,
Ubisoft. I know how you feel generally about that. Yeah. And in those games, you do kind of just like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm just going to go blast through it. But I wanted to see what the world was about. I was like, I know people are complaining. I just want to see for myself and confirm, see what's here, see what they're offering me. What they're offering me was literally a plate of sand. It was like, there's nothing to chew on or eat here at all.
And I think that's why, I don't feel, I was like, that was one of the things that kind of gave me a little pause when I was out there. I was like, there's nothing here, which is what prompted me to just kind of like, I'm just going to go. But, and who knows when the moment they're going to force me in there.
There's just there's some things that really bother me about how they did it, right? Like there's some things that the reason why I bothered to do what I did and explore, quote unquote, why did they make the map like that? Why did they have a map at all? They didn't have to have a map, they didn't have to make it so big. Or they could have made you faster or whatever, there's so many other things they could have done and still kept it like an open sand area that didn't have much.
Yeah. And
it could have been better and less abrasive.
And I get the feeling that they were given a checklist of things the game had to have at that point and that that ticked the box.
But what box did it tick?
It ticked the box of it needs to have some kind of open area. I think that
I wouldn't even call it having an open area though. It's not even how I would call that.
I'm saying what I'm saying.
No, I understand what you're saying.
I'm not saying what the result was.
What you're saying.
I'm saying
if I were the director of this game, I would not tick that box based on what they had given.
Yeah. On the other hand, who knows? They may when a date was announced for 2025, they were probably we don't know what the fuck we're doing with some of this shit.
I'm not even kidding. If they had just put in some more ramps.
Sure, some
it could have been better. Anything to make the traversal feel slightly engaging at all.
Yeah,
I probably would have been satisfied.
I'll see how I feel at because they're gonna force me to do something in there for sure.
I'm sure there's gonna be a boss or something.
Yeah, a boss.
The fact that they spent that much time investing in the mechanics and the game feel of Viola.
Yeah.
It tells me that there's going to be more that they do with it. And if they don't, it'll be even more baffling to me.
Yeah.
but I'm sure that they will, and I'm sure that like Dust Bowl area is probably gonna have a boss or something in
like
it.
that. Yeah.
I need to be fair and like get through the game and like play the whole game and see what they do.
Because I've seen,
but the initial impression is just so rough.
Right.
It's so unbelievably rough.
That's the thing.
Again,
I think
in the year 2025,
they should have prevented you from doing that if there was nothing there. If there's no indicator that there was something there. Which
ironically they kind of do that. They kind of do that when they blast you from Fury Green to Volt Forge.
To Vault Forge, they do that because you don't have the bike yet.
I know, but it's a way like, that they've shown that they can design a scenario. Like, just have me get blasted across all the 5 areas, get to a point where, like, okay, the world's populated now for whatever narrative reason they want to give.
Like the LeBron of whatever.
It's truly baffling. Baffling is the only word, that's the nicest word I can say about it.
Yeah, we'll see.
So it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. Again, like, everything that's good about it, like there's a detractor, which is what's so painful. Yeah. Like the combat and the gameplay feels so good, but the boss fights take too long. Mm-hmm. You know, it feels good, but the enemy variety is kind of lacking. You know, the system is good, but the content is sparse. That's kind of how it comes down. The system is good, but the content is sparse. The bite feels good, the content is sparse.
Maybe
you know, the framing, the aesthetics of the areas are good, but the layout is kind of simple.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just like, it's painful because I can feel the potential of what the game could have been up until the point that I'm at.
Yeah.
And that's just sort of like what I lament.
I understand that. And I think there's probably an element of not feature creep, but fucking
I mean, Prime 4 is like the quote most expensive Nintendo game in history or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's polish creep because how long it's been around, and it needs to be on 2 consoles. It needs to run great on this one and run great on this one, which it does.
It does.
It needs to look good.
Again, technical masters of their craft.
Yeah, and I think all of that was where a lot of the time and energy went, because when it came to making certain mechanics make sense together.
Yeah.
Some of them don't.
Yeah, no.
Like
the psychic bomb into the throw again. Like that feels bad to do.
That's one of the funniest.
It feels bad to do, but it looks cool. Like the final thing you get to do with it, I was like, oh, that is cool. But getting there is a chore. It feels like a physical chore to like click all those buttons in a row. It feels like something I could never like applicably use in any situation I want.
You're never gonna be able to use it in a situation outside of just that,
outside of the specific puzzle that requires it, which sucks because it feels like it could be a cool like
cool
attack,
thing,
a cool way to like attack somebody, you know?
Yeah.
But I'll never bother.
And that like another one of those things where it's like they have multiple control schemes that they need to accommodate too. Maybe had something to do with that, because they do have spare buttons.
That's true. Yeah, they got repeat buttons.
And like when you're in pointer mode, the right stick does nothing. What I want to do.
I wish the right stick did the macro aim, and then you could use the pointer.
So like that
would be nice.
What do they do?
And that's frankly why I haven't done pointer controls so far.
Oh, interesting.
I don't want the Wiimote version.
Yeah.
I want the version where it's like I'm using the right stick for the main aiming, but I can use motion at the same time. And then as I zoom in and lock in, I can have it forced to lock in.
Yeah.
Right.
What was I gonna say? That's not what I would want it for. All I wanted to do is the D-pad needs to be the right stick. That's all I want. Because I'm moving. I want to be able to switch my missiles and shit with my right hand that I'm not using that for. But you can only switch the right stick and the left stick, and it'll switch the handedness of the mouse when you do that.
Gotcha.
Like that kind of thing when you do that. Which is like fine. Do what you think you got to do. But if they got so close with the remappable controls, just to not let you completely remap it.
Yeah.
Like I appreciate that you can remap the controls at all, whatever. But even then, though, like I remapped some things, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go back to default, because clearly some things are where they are for a reason.
they base everything around the default.
And I switched where Viola was. I put it on the.
It should be on.
I put it on.
It should be on minus or something.
Yeah,
I really hate that plus isn't menu.
Oh yeah, what I
keep pressing on an accident.
Yeah,
It's
but
like-
what I've always disliked about the minus button is that it's that on the Joy-Con, it's the fucking minus
yeah, I
shape.
know. It's
It needs to just be a
so
round
small
button with a
profile.
minus on it.
Yeah, yeah.
On the other hand, the controls that are there are smooth as shit.
Yeah, no, it's
so
true.
it's like
true. It's true.
I can't complain too much because in practice it's like, okay, this feels great
I
anyway.
really, really, really hope this isn't the last we see of like Prime content. It's probably going to be.
It'll be the last.
I would love to see a Prime 2 and 3 remaster or a 3 remaster at least with this what they've built here. That like at least there's
I
at
think
least
that's,
please give me that and I'll be satisfied.
Yeah, what I like is in bringing Prime 1 remastered up to a Switch 2 edition.
Yeah,
that's their opportunity to just like in maybe a year or two or whatever, Prime 2 and 3, and then make Metroid Prime remastered trilogy fine.
Yeah,
a trilogy remaster, whatever they want to call it.
Or Hunter's remaster.
No, I'm gonna do that shit.
No,
Hunters doesn't need to be. Hunters was a product of its time.
I know. It would be fun to do it just like a multiplayer only Metroid game in the vein of like the Kirby multiplayer only games.
Yeah,
where it's like just the battle arena with the characters. Yeah,
you got to pick up fucking upgrades and shit.
Funny.
The have you caught the? Have you latched into the references, the direct references to Hunters and Federation Force?
I mean, I didn't play Federation Force.
Oh, okay.
So no.
So you went all around Soul Valley, right?
Yep.
You saw some of the mech parts, right?
Yep.
They're from Operation Golem.
Okay.
Which is the operation to make the mechs in Federation Force.
Okay.
It's just funny to me. It's just like, oh shit, this is like
it's canon.
It's like mad canon. This is all the mechs that you see in the intro. Those are the
all
mechs
from Federation.
Those
Force.
are the mechs that were being used in Federation Force. Obviously, they look different because they look realistic. But it's like, okay, that's funny as shit. And I mean, it has to be canon because Silex is in the game. So,
that's true.
Yeah. Like with the Metroids.
Is Silex in Federation Force?
Silex is in the secret ending in Federation Force, stealing the Metroid.
That's right.
That you find somewhere in the game.
Here we are.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, as someone who really likes the Metroid Prime series, someone who sees the flaws with Metroid Prime 3 but played it a million times because the gameplay itself is fun.
Right.
I think this game is good enough for me to do multiple runs. The slower stuff, it didn't bug me that much because I think I was just, at least in the moment, I was just having a good time playing the game enough.
I'm in that boat
when
too.
I was doing it, I was like, okay,
I am in that boat too. I am having enough fun.
Yeah.
I'm having enough fun.
Yeah.
I do think a replay, I would feel the slog. Yeah, I would feel the forced slog.
I would need to see if that was handled in a way where I didn't have to do some of that stuff. I doubt it.
I can promise you.
At the same time, I view Metroid games as like efficiency tests anyway. So maybe by the time I do them again, I'm like, okay, I can do it this way and it's gone, or blah blah blah. I'll figure it out. You can give me the Richards face, but I've decided to be optimistic about this particular thing because it's happened.
Let me know after you do hard mode.
It's happened before. Like even Prime 2
after you do hard mode,
because Prime 2 is the most tedious of these fucking games.
That's what I hear.
Yeah,
I never beat Prime 2.
Yeah,
I would like to in a remastered format.
Sure,
with OLED and HDR.
You have to pull
that game would benefit so fucking much from HDR, dude.
One of
all
the
dark areas,
the fucking
with like full depth of color and contrast.
Sanctuary Fortress was just neon lights everywhere. It would look so
with Quadraxis.
Yeah, with Quadraxis that was the boss there.
Yeah,
but we haven't finished the game yet. Maybe when we finish the game, both of us will feel different in the opposite direction.
It's just really unfortunate.
Yeah.
The initial impressions that they've thrust upon the player.
Sure.
I've heard that the later areas are fucking cool as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Excited to see what those are all about. I have enjoyed all the boss fights so far, even though, again, they're a little bit long. I think there's ways they could have made it a little bit better, but I think the design of those fights are arguably better than a lot of the Prime boss fights. Like, I think the first Silex boss fight,
the
Silex boss fight.
That fight is funny as shit to me.
Why?
The tornado spin and the.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was a fun fight.
I thought it was a fun fight.
And him just like like
Yeah.
swinging at you. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is funny as shit. Like, because he didn't do stuff like that in
right, in Hunters.
In fact, I'm surprised they didn't, because he has like a morph ball style form.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a lockjaw.
Oh yeah, he turns into like a little spider. Right?
No. That's
who was that?
That's Trace. That turns into a
okay.
spider.
Yeah.
He turns into a little like electric. It's like 2 blue bars and then an electric ball. Then he plants.
Right.
He plants 3 bombs and then they explode on you. Like you make a grid of them. I think. Yeah. The Silex fight was funny as shit.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'm glad it happened. I
feel like I think about that and then I think about like Thardis. I'm just like, Thardis is I think boring as shit.
You think Thardis is boring?
I think Thardis is a really boring boss, but
how do you fight him?
With the thermal visor.
Okay, so you've been doing it wrong.
What do you mean wrong?
No, you've been doing it.
That's what they teach you to do.
That's what they teach you, but then Prime 1 is one of those games where it's like use the ball. They want you to use morph ball shit. You can get through that fight without ever using the thermal visor because when he rolls up into a ball, you roll up into a bomb and it'll reveal the spot instantly.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
like I don't think I ever did that.
And that's the kind of thing where it's like they're like efficiency tests. The
So I'd be curious if there's efficiency.
There probably are. There probably
Let's hope.
There probably are in some way. Like
like
even the Sheegoth. You remember the Sheegoth? It's the same way.
Yeah.
It's like you shoot it when it's the scan tells you to shoot it when it's hyperventilating.
Right, the mouth breathing.
You just bomb it, and it's over in like a minute.
With morph ball bomb?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you do morph ball bomb.
Morph ball bomb, and then
when
you have power bomb, it kills it instantly. It's dead immediately when you see them later.
Interesting.
Even the fucking parasite, not the parasite, the Omega Pirate. The Omega Pirate, you roll up to it, fucking power bomb it, and all the armor pops off.
Oh, I did know that.
Yeah, and then
you get power bomb right before that.
You get power bomb a little before that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you do that so you don't have to do the armor shit, and then when it goes from pool to pool, you just shoot super missiles out of the fight's over.
Right. Yeah.
It's
I like the Omega Pirate fight. That's a good fight.
Yeah, it is a good fight. And the reward for it's really good too. That's a fucking phase-on suit and an energy tank.
Yeah.
And you get to fucking start cleaning up so you can get to the end of the game. But like Prime 2 has stuff like that. But Prime 2 is quite a bit more oppressive that you might not actually realize that you're doing something that's more efficient than the normal thing.
Right.
And then Prime 3 has it. But Prime 3's issue when it comes to that kind of thing is it has hyper mode, and that's the solution usually. You know what hyper mode is?
I don't remember hyper mode.
Hyper mode is when you press the plus button and you inject an energy tank and convert it to phase on.
Oh, okay.
So then you
just blast like hyper beam. Yeah.
But the way it works is sometimes it drains your health down, but when you pick up health pickups, it'll extend
so it just keeps
your hyper mode.
Yeah.
And they give you enough of them that you can kind of extend it enough that it's that it feels like there's no cost to it.
Yeah.
So you just blast the boss, and they want you to do that, but there's places you can hit the bosses with hyper mode that you wouldn't think you could.
Right.
But yeah, and Prime 4 has stuff like the control beam does some shit that I was like, oh, it does that. I didn't know that kind of things. So we'll see how that goes. It's just the control beam is one of those things that's kind of cumbersome to get to.
That's true. Yeah.
Because you have to go into the scan mode.
Yeah.
The psychic scan, and then you have to hold.
There's a lot of times I use it accidentally.
Yeah.
Or I don't use it when I want to use it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because like I'm in there and I want to start charging a normal beam.
Right.
But when you start trying to do that, you get the charge for the second thing.
It's like they wanted you to be in scan mode so frequently that they made it intentionally look cleaner from the UI. Yeah. But in doing that, I sometimes don't know which
realize that you're in it.
Yeah.
Like they make it cleaner, and then it has a bunch of like noises,
right.
But it's hard in the heat of the moment.
Yeah,
it's hard to separate that from what you're doing,
from like the sounds of the combat or whatever.
And like at this point, if I were gonna give like a 5-star rating, I'd probably be one of the like 4 out of 5s.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like the game is a lot of fun, and the game is has a lot of fun stuff going on. It should be better than it is in a lot of ways, at least as far as I've played. But in the ways that it is good, it's very good.
Right.
Like it's
the point of the game that I'm at.
Yeah.
I would pretty firmly give it a 2.5 out of 5.
That's crazy. I think that's insane, but all right.
Well, you might also be like game journalist pilled a little bit in terms of how they rate games. 2.5 is not bad to me. 2.5 out of 5 is not like this is a bad game.
Yeah.
What it says is that for everything that I really like about it, I
Sure.
think there's something really frustrating about it.
Fair.
That's all
Yeah.
2.5 out of 5 means.
Damn.
2.5 is exactly half of a full score.
Like two.
Again,
Okay.
I think
So I'm thinking the middle of it. I'm not thinking in halves. I'm thinking the middle of it being a 3. So when I hear 2.5, in my head it's below average.
no, 3 to me is slightly above average.
Okay.
But I mean, 2.5, 3, whatever. Like it's around.
I understand.
There. It's around there.
Yeah.
I would just give it.
You might as well give it out of 10. You know? Give it that 5 out of 10.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the reality is, if you're doing it the Roger Ebert way, it's only out of 4 stars. So I would give it a 2 out of 4 stars.
Sure, but I think one way or the other. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And I think again, a lot of it also comes down to like the year that it is today,
sure,
and the potential of what it could have been.
Sure,
I think that makes it especially frustrating because, like, again, this isn't a new IP. You know, it's not a new IP. It's not a bunch of new ideas. It's not. It's a retreading of grounds that exist. It's a retreading of grounds that have been iterated on by numerous other like developers of prestige.
Sure,
and it just feels like they kind of just ignored all that. You know,
that's what I'm saying. They didn't look at that stuff. I can tell they whether they deliberately ignored it or not. Maybe it was part of their workflow is like just focus on stuff that Metroid does. Don't look at what they've done.
Like Twitter
focus
brain
on Metroid.
That's like a Twitter brain. That doesn't feel like something that they would say or do. That feels psychotic.
Hey man, people do shit like that. I'm telling you from behind the curtain, people do exactly shit like that. Fucking like.
Is that why you said this industry fucks?
Huh?
Is that why you said this industry fucking sucks?
Well, this industry is full of actual morons, like actual idiots and actual like greedy clowns on in every corner. Like, dog, Fallout New Vegas does these things, and then Bethesda's like the a lot of them are like, even though that's from the actual source of Fallout in the first place, we do it better, and then they just. And then Fallout 4 like ignored all this stuff that they did with that. It's very common.
Yeah, that's very adolescent.
Yeah, I mean, video games are what?
That's sad. It's made by adolescents.
In some ways they are, and in some ways they're directed by them. There's a lot of very, very, very smart and talented fucking people working on all these games.
Right.
But in order for them to continue to work on these games, they got to do what they're asked.
Yeah.
And for better or worse, someone's gonna like something, someone's not. It's interesting here that I'm a little bit more up on the game than you seem to be. I didn't expect us to be that different about it, but like I said, we'll see if that changes. I think
what just I thought was funny is that the things that people don't like about the game, is like they think Soul Valley is empty, but they think what sucks about it is like the fact that you can't switch the music, which is not the thing that bothers me.
I think that the whole thing with that is like actual stupid shit that they just need something to write about because there's actual stuff to complain about anyway.
Yeah.
You don't have
or like Miles McKenzie, or like any of that. Like
all the
people
shit
complain
Miles
about this. People fuck up the things that are actually worth criticizing.
Yeah. The whole Miles thing is like so low hanging fruit shit that I couldn't believe how, because there's other games that do that kind of shit worse. Like I've said this before, but there's other like well loved games that do that exact thing.
Yeah,
worse.
Again, God of War has the talking head that's talking in your ear the whole fucking time.
It's just like,
and it is irritating.
Yeah, it sucks, and I think there should be an option to like reduce hints or turn them off every game that does that kind of thing.
Yeah,
but I'll say Miles doesn't really bug you that much after a certain point. He'll be like, like go to the volcano. I see you fucking around. Go to the volcano.
Yeah,
but that's not any worse than the hint system that was in Metroid Prime 1. What is worse though is that you could turn that off. So
it's really funny.
But yeah, I think we're going to continue playing the game. We're going to finish the game whenever we finish the game. We might talk about it again in a month or 2 months. Fucking knows. I'm like I said, I'm really liking it. I'm really enjoying myself with it. I think I had a mindset a mindset shift. Something about it smelled like it was going to be a little weird anyway.
Right.
So when the reviews came out, I was like, all right, I'm
surprised it's an 8 out of 10, to be honest. That feels high to me.
That's crazy.
It feels high to me.
That feels about where that feels like right on about where it
I think the game started at a 9, and I think it slid down to about, I would say it was an 8 by the end of Fury Green.
Yeah.
It went from a 9 to an 8 for me, going from sort of the initial set pieces, being wowed by the visuals,
saying
like the audio,
the graphics are just
the
crazy.
music, the music's fantastic, sound effects, presentation, everything's really good. As I went through Fury Green, and went from a 9 to an 8 for me, because I was like, all right, this is a little simple, it's a little kind of whatever.
Yeah.
And then from Fury Green to Volt Forge, I think it stayed at about an 8. I think Volt Forge was fine. The certification, I was like, all right, we're getting into 7 territory here. This segment, like, it like slows everything down so much, and it's just like kills the pacing for me, that it's like it pushes back on me, knowing I don't really want to replay it that much.
Yeah.
Again, sort of like in my mind, I wasn't comparing it to Dread, but Dread being the other game that came out somewhat recently, Dread just propels you through the game.
Dread
blasts
pushes
you through the game at such a like breakneck speed that like I couldn't help but think about that.
So I think I like that slow shit with games like this. So I'm
okay with games like taking their time.
Sure,
but it just felt like busy work.
Sure,
certification was busy work.
It's literally busy work.
It's heavily tutorialized busy work.
You're taking the test like a worker would have taken in that fucking facility.
Yeah.
To get your which like theming wise is like that's funny to me.
Right.
But at the same time, I understand that being.
So that took me kind of like in the moment from an 8 down to a 7. Again, I'm not saying that like the whole experience up until then summarized to a 7, but just like I was feeling 7 in that moment. I was like, okay, this is like, I get what they're doing here. And then in Soul Valley, I was just like, oh my God.
Interesting.
Took me down to like 6, 5.5.
The game, I can say, a lot of the game is built with fear. Not like cool fear.
Like they were afraid of what was going to happen.
They're afraid of like people.
I think that's a big part of it. I think that's a big part of it, is that I do think because Metroid has historically not sold very well.
Yeah.
I think they were afraid of it not selling very well, especially because it's now the most expensive game.
Yeah.
So I think they definitely recalibrated what was in the game and how they were framing it and presenting it.
Yeah. And that kind of shit makes me sad.
That's what I'm saying. It makes me sad because I can think about what could have been, right?
Yeah, because like the first game had its own version of development hell. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, I wish the version of this one yielded a similar result, which is where I'm like, the game kind of gives me, the game like at me is like nervous laughter sometimes.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, he's funny, right? Ignore this thing, but he's like, he made a joke, right? But at the same time, again, there's also something endearing about some of the bullshit that they have in there that I'm like, this sucks. Like this thing they're doing, I can tell this sucks. But like at a certain
that's a Matrix 4 type of thing.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's the same feeling I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it kind of rounds back over to I'm at least having a good time with it because I've framed it in my head.
Yeah,
like,
you got your good time hat on.
This isn't fucking world, like this isn't industry changing shit. That's not happening here. And I've also like this year in general has kind of sucked ass for me, but not even just like video game related. I mean in general, like things happening. But I've noticed that a lot of things aren't like made for me or are about me or anything like that. And not even just anymore, just in general. Like I've known this for a long time, but I'm
that's part of getting older.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like extending further away from what is and what I am.
Right.
And it's become easier and easier for me to look from the outside and look in and like not like some people probably take the way this game is personally.
Right.
I kind of don't give a shit.
Right.
I'm like, I have Prime 1.
Right. You got your memories, you got your nostalgia, you've got how it forms part of that early part.
I'm never going to be 12 again. I'm never going to get to experience that for the first time again. So I'm seeing this as like, what did you guys make? I'm going to get it. You guys know I'm going to buy it anyway because I like this stuff anyway.
Right.
So what did you make? And I can't be mad about it because I chose to fucking buy it.
Curiosity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I said, which then makes the parts that are really good,
Right.
they kind of shine even brighter to me because I'm like, oh, like y'all still you all still know what
They still got something.
y'all still know what's going on here.
Right.
But then the other shit is like, you didn't need to put bananas on the pizza. Like the pizza was fine the way it was.
Right.
You didn't need to change anything. Isn't that like something in Europe anyway, the bananas on the pizza thing?
I have no idea.
Whatever.
Probably.
I stole it from Doug's, who cares? But I was like, but I kind of just see that as just where do video games go, and especially established series, like where do they go where they can take this long to make, be this expensive to make, and then still satisfy people in general, especially with an even more critical audience nowadays anyway, where the games are so expensive. Real talk, I'm not saying that sarcastically. The games are so expensive, the machines to play them on are getting more and more expensive. The business practices that you have to wade through to get to the games, to get to the fun part, are becoming more and more thicker. It's like a thicker slog through a lot of different things. Like, what is it? Kind of lost my train of thought because I was thinking.
No, I kind of know what you mean. I mean,
like,
it's sort of like on my favorite podcast, Twitch streamer. He was actually talking about like price discourse. Yeah, and he was thinking about like his GTA 6 giving me $100 or whatever, like the rumor, and he started talking about like what to him would he pay $100 for? Yeah, and he was very clearly, and I think you and I both fall in this boat. It's like it has nothing to do with the quote unquote value you get out of a game, how much game there is, how long the game is. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with what is the game trying to say. He mentions the clonability of it. And I think what he means by that, he didn't really go into too much detail. It's not the part that I was listening to. But I think what he's saying by that is, how easy is this formula to replicate by any developer? I understand what you mean. What does it mean that they're getting this experience from me and me making it versus anybody making it? I understand. I think that's what he's saying about the clonability of it. And I think to him, that those two combinations of like, what is the game doing? What is it trying to communicate and say? And what is sort of its like its social contract with the user, the player, and the player, and also like who could replicate this experience, right? Is it something that's easy to do?
Could I get this better if I wait for someone else to do it? Exactly.
That those two things combined make what essentially he would evaluate to be a worthy $100 game, like even if it was a 3-hour game, right?
Yeah, it's like that's a real thing. I think I can stomach paying full price for something I just wouldn't be able to get anywhere else. At the same time, that's kind of is that thing inherently worth that to me in the end? And sometimes I might not know that until after I've bought the thing,
and I think that's like you can kind of make that comparison across anything that's sort of like been quote unquote saturated at this point, which you could probably say for movies, right? Like there's probably nobody in the world that can make a high frame rate 3D spectacle like James Cameron can. Yeah. He's probably the only guy that can pull this off with a movie franchise over 20 years at this point.
I cannot.
Nobody can do that and also make billions of dollars, $2 billion per movie, right? Like it's just...
Avatar is one of those things I'll never understand.
And that's kind of like what's special about Avatar. Like I've gone from sort of like not getting it and hating it to like coming around and being like, well, there's probably nothing quite like it. Yeah. And being like an original IP that's also like kind of corny and janky and weird. And like the writing's not very like quote unquote good. Yeah. And it's not really like deep or meaningful, you know. It's just like
pretend.
It's just it's like a giant crazy spectacle that like a super rich madman created for you to enjoy, which is like there's something kind of beautiful about that.
Like all those.
It's like the meta beauty of it.
Yeah, just know that is an important thing. Knowing the elements around something. Yeah. I know some people are like just play the game, just watch the movie. Even like Masahiro Sakurai is like, wait, no.
Yeah, knowing
part of the experience is
knowing about how things are made and stuff like that. Yeah, I think only enhances the experience. Mm-hmm. or informs it from another.
Informs it. I think
Informs
informs
it more
is the word.
additionally.
Yeah.
More holistically. To give a random example, growing up playing classical music and being in orchestra and playing piano and all that stuff, my instructors always pull up a whole history of like the pieces, the composers, what they were going through, because it's like you almost have to understand their mindset to really be able to perform a piece of music the way it was written. If you were to just go into it and play it as it is, like you're almost never gonna like play it with the right sort of emotion behind it. It's kind of like acting and stuff like that.
It is,
too.
like
if you were
method
to try
acting,
to act,
especially.
If you were to try and act out a line and not have any idea of where the
where
person
it's
is coming from,
yeah,
you're not gonna do it justice.
Yeah.
And I think there's truth behind that in terms of consuming any of these forms of media.
And I think this might piss some people off. It might piss you off. I don't know. That's why what you said, I think, is part of why someone just defaulting to separate the art from the artist is kind of lazy.
I think it's contextual.
It is contextual. I think
it's not a hard and fast rule you can say it one way or the other. I think the definition of who the artist is matters.
Yeah.
I think there's some art that is worthy enough in terms of what the art is that it almost kind of negates who the artist is, but it's not true for everything.
It's not true for everything, and I think it's still worth knowing. If
it's still worth knowing for sure.
If you know that's where it's coming from, you can at least consume it from a
responsible mindset.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I know what you mean.
I think doing it responsibly. It's part of your responsibility as a consumer of media.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way of putting
understand,
it. Yeah.
Like exactly who and where the stuff is coming from,
right.
And make the decision if it's even from a source you don't like, or can you learn something from it? And if that thing you can learn from it is like why you really don't like this person, or why or what their blah 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 came together to make blah 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 this, and why this is I don't know. There's a lot of different things you can put together to increase your fucking literacy when it comes to media, man.
Yeah.
And then people don't.
And I think that's what it comes down to is like the way that you talk about the media you consume. I think that's ultimately what it informs.
Yeah.
And if you haven't done your own due diligence of understanding where it came from, you're going to be less intelligent when you talk about
it's going to be, you're going to be harder to take, as snobby as it sounds, you're going to be a little harder to take seriously if somebody has a point with information that is just factual, factual about what a person
objective
came from, and then somebody then you come at it with like, oh, that's not this or that's like I don't know.
Right.
The
last point I was going to make about the $100 games thing though is that's also kind of how food is.
Yeah.
Right. Like when you talk about like Michelin stars and like why people pay more and more for food when it's 10 o'clock.
Holy shit.
We're going. But what you're paying for is kind of the things that I mentioned. It's like sort of like not even necessarily the food itself.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the things around the food, the experience, the atmosphere, right? Like the quality of the ingredients, like the food, sure, but also the things around it, right? Like that matters at the end of the day.
Like if you look at it as raw nutrients,
right,
then it probably should be free. But if you think about it as
it's also not about quantity, right?
Exactly.
It's like, are you paying $100 for a meal where it's like all you can eat? No. Right? And so you gotta look at that stuff.
Yeah, things like that are weird.
Did you just fucking expel fucking substance all over the fucking chair?
No, but I've been holding that for a while.
Jesus. Well, on that note, I think the game's fine. So far, I would say the game is fine. It's hard to distill it down to just one thing. It's a multitude of things. I would say it's like a beautiful mess kind of situation. But I'm excited to see where it ends up.
Yeah, I think we both played it different ways. I'm having what I would call a lot of fun with it. So
good. I'm glad.
I'm
excited to have more fun with it.
Yeah, you're gonna like Ice Belt though.
Yeah, I hear good things
I want to say something about it, but I don't want to.
No, don't say shit.
Huh?
Don't say shit.
Yeah, I don't want to like give you an idea.
Don't give me an idea. I want to go in blind.
Okay.
I need all the surprises I can get.
Fair. Fair.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. If you like this shit, send us an email at memoryleaguepodcast@gmail.com.
Actually do it.
We're at Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Podbean.
Facebook. We're not on Facebook. MySpace. We're
Is
not
that it?
there either. Yeah, I think that's it.
That's it.
Those last two I said are lies, so don't worry.
Podbean, iHeartRadio.
Did you say Podbean?
I don't know. That's it.
Which one doesn't exist anymore?
Google Podcasts,
Podcasts,
is
that doesn't
YouTube
work.
now.
It's just on
It's
YouTube.
just YouTube.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right. Until next time, gamers. Have a good Game Awards.
Oh fuck.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.